Hello Fluffle fan members, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some beginner questions that you might have if you're thinking about getting a rabbit. These are just questions that I came up with myself. So that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today. I'm so excited. It's so sunny outside and I absolutely love it. So the first question that I wrote down, I think it's a good question. The first question is, should I get 1 or 2 rabbits? Okay, so I'm going to try to answer this the best way I can. So honestly, I think it really depends on your lifestyle. If you've never ever had a rabbit before, like your whole entire life, maybe just start off with 1 first. I know like a lot of people say that like it absolutely needs a friend, which yeah, I do understand. But at the same token, my perspective on it is there's already so many rabbits in shelters right now that like need a home. If you think about it technically, the best case scenario for the rabbit would be to have a partner. I mean, I'm not saying in all cases. My stance on it, there's already so many animals in the shelter, right? You adopting it and you taking the steps for it to have a good life, that far outweighs as a pro than not getting one at all just because you're scared that like, oh, I'm probably not giving it the best life because it won't have a friend. People at the animal shelters, they don't really have time to like one-on-one play with the animal in like a big open area, like having it free roam around the house or whatever. Like, that's not the reality of it. That's my opinion. The fear of like your rabbit being lonely kind of strays people away from getting it. But so I'm going to talk about that too. So basically, if you're going to get a single rabbit, the main key things I would say, make sure if you're just getting 1, at least letting it free roam, just like you let them free roam like a cat or a dog would. Second of all, I would make sure that you're giving it so much love and attention because they're very social animals. They just need so much love. Like, yeah, they like their space and stuff, but like you still have to like interact with them like so much, and just like they remember consistency. My advice is if you're just gonna get the 1, yeah, so basically free roam so they have lots of space because they're gonna be bored all day. Like, if you just have them in a pen, they don't even have a friend, like they're gonna be wanting to like run around and at least entertain themselves, you know? So yeah, those are the 2 main things I would kind of focus on. I'm not gonna go like crazy into detail. I would just start off with the first one. That's like the thing that I kind of wish I would have done because it's just like, I see my sister and like she has a single rabbit and she's like so bonded with her rabbit like that. And I'm not saying that's like with every owner obviously, but since she had the single one, she was able to like first bond with that one first, and I feel like I kind of missed out on that because like I got the 2 babies, they're brothers. This is Puff and he has a brother named Poof. If you've seen him in my other videos, like I got them when they were like really babies, so they grew up together and they kind of like bonded with each other more so than me. Well, now they're bonded with me, but it took me like way longer. She bonded with her rabbit, I think it was like 6 months literally, and they were like so close. And like with mine, I'm going on like almost a year and a half. It's been taking me like, I think when I hit the first year mark, that's when it was just like, okay, we're like super close, but we're not like super duper close yet. But now I feel like I have them separated right now because that's a whole nother situation. They got in a fight. I've been bonding with them a lot more since they've been separated. They've only been separated for a week. I'm gonna rebond them again. Obviously, yeah, that's the other thing you have to think about too, is that like if you have more than 1 rabbit in the house, okay, so like for example, my sister's rabbit isn't spayed yet, and my mom one day she like opened the gate and she didn't put it back, and Ashley's rabbit got downstairs to my room, and then like all of them fought. I had to take mine to the vet. So that's another thing you have to think of when you're getting rabbits, is just like make sure like all of them are spayed or either neutered. That goes for if you're getting male or female. It has to be done if they're gonna be living together. Otherwise, like they can literally fight to the death and kill each other. And I think they're 4 months old. I don't really know. I don't really keep track, but they started like literally pulling each other's fur out, and I was like, I have to separate them. This is not good because they weren't neutered yet. It's so much to deal with like all at once. If you're already like a busy, stressed out person, I would not get 2 rabbits at the same time. I guess unless you know yourself and you think you can kind of handle that. I don't know if I would have done that because I already had a lot going on in my life at that time. Like I was like in the middle of moving and like switching jobs. Probably would have just like slowed down the pace a little bit. But I mean, obviously I wouldn't change anything. Like I obviously love both of them so much. But I'm just saying, like, I'm giving that advice, like that's what I would do if I was you know? At the end of the day, do whatever is the right thing for you. I feel like that's kind of like, I think would be like the easiest scenario, because they were like pooping everywhere, like non-stop. Like in the beginning it was like so hard to potty train them. And then yeah, that's like another question that I have on here, like is it hard training them? Yeah, especially if you have 2. It's like the most difficult thing ever. And people think it's like so easy. I'm like, yeah, we'll try having 2 that are not neutered yet. And so they were basically living in the same room, and I had a little divider in my room to keep them separate away from each other. You probably would have had an easier time to be litter trained if you had them in separate rooms, and after they were neutered and waited the 30 days then rebonded them together. That would have been a better situation. But me, I was so stressed out because since they were like in close contact with each other, they were only separated by the gate that was like kind of clear, like there's holes in the gate, they can see each other. So maybe it would have been different if they were separate, but since they were together, like that was just so much to deal with. So if you have like a small apartment and you plan on keeping your rabbits in like one area, separate them when they start to fight and like hump each other, because that's like territorial signs. It's just like if you don't have space for that, that's where it can kind of be like, that's like kind of cramped, I don't know what to do. Especially if you're living with housemates and everything, that would just be like not a good time. I can see how like your roommates would be very upset with like shit just being all over the floor. That's like not okay. You'd have to like constantly be sweeping it, especially if you're like going to school or work. Like it just like I wouldn't do it. I really wouldn't. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So moving on to the next question. How many rabbits have I had? And do I plan on getting any more in the future? I've had rabbits pretty much all growing up. Hello, baby. I got fur in my mouth. Ew, it's stuck on my lip gloss. Anyway, so the first rabbit I had, her name was Butterscotch. I forgot what kind of rabbit she was, but we got her at like up north. We were at like this festival thing. They had like a slip and slide and like they were playing games and like whatever. Like all the kids were playing around. This is when I was like really younger. And yeah, there's this lady that like her rabbit had a bunch of babies, so she set up a tent there, and she was basically like interviewing the people, letting them hold them and like talking to them about them and like making sure they went to a good home. Like she was talking to my mom for like literally like 3 hours about this rabbit, because it's just like there's so much information you have to tell them before you take one in. But yeah, anyways, my mom's like obsessed with bunnies too, so she's kind of like the one that wanted to get it, and it was kind of like her project, but like we were able to like learn from that experience. It was like a really cool thing because I've never had a bunny before, and that was like my first bunny. And the next rabbit I had, I got for Christmas. Me and my sister both got rabbits for Christmas. I got a brown one, and then she got a white and gray one. The rabbit that I've had for like 8 years, she just passed away last year. She was kind of like my mom's too. Do I plan on getting more? No, not right now. In the future, like I'm open to the idea of it, but I'm already like, this is so much work already. I just kind of want to focus on the 2. I think it would be like so cool, like if, okay, so take a minute from like reality. If I was in like my dream world state, I was like super rich, I have like a farm, and there'd be like a huge section of bunnies just like everywhere, and they would all be best friends. It'd be so cute. They would just like play together all day, and I would just like lay down in the grass, and like all the bunnies would hop on me, and that would just be like such a great time. That would be like my fantasy world. Like I could just like foster a bunch of rabbits. That's like a dream, you know? That's not really like, obviously I just want to be surrounded by like a million bunnies, but like that's not really like realistic unless I like died and was in heaven. Unless one day I meet Rick from Rick and Morty and Rick can take me to bunny heaven. We'll see. I'll let you guys know when that happens. I need a portal gun to do that, so if anyone has one, just let me know. That's all I'm gonna say for this video right now. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for following me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. My Instagram username is pinkglitterbunny. Okay, bye!